Let's just dive right into one of the biggest questions out there. How do you actually experience the world around you? I'll give you a hint. It is not at all what you think, and it's probably going to change the way you see, well, everything. So let's start with a really basic question. The screen you're looking at right now, the chair you're sitting in, is what you're seeing a direct, perfect copy of reality? It seems like it should be a simple yes, but oh boy, the answer is way more interesting than that. You see, most of us walk around with a very simple, very intuitive idea of how perception works. You can think of it as the camera in your head story. It makes a lot of sense, and it's pretty much the default setting for how we think we see things. So the story goes something like this. It all starts with your senses, right? Your eyes act like a camera lens, just passively taking in all the light that's bouncing off of everything out there in the world. Then, all that raw visual data gets sent zipping down your optic nerve, kind of like a USB cable connecting the camera straight to your brain's central processor. It's a one-way street of pure information. And then, boom! The brain processes the data, develops the film, and you get a perfect, high-definition picture of the world as it really truly is. Simple, passive, accurate. Case closed, right? Well, not so fast. This is where that nice, neat little story really starts to fall apart at the seams. Because if our brains were just passive cameras, there are a whole bunch of things we experience every day that just shouldn't be possible. Let's go find the glitches in the matrix. I mean, think about it. Optical illusions that literally trick your eyes into seeing movement that isn't there. Or what about the blind spot in your vision? You know, the one your brain just completely papers over so you don't even know it exists? Or have you ever sworn you felt your phone vibrate in your pocket when it didn't? These aren't just weird little bugs in the system. They're actually clues. They're telling us that something much, much more active is going on. So if the brain isn't a camera just recording what's happening, what is it? Well, according to a ton of modern neuroscience, it's something way cooler. Your brain isn't a recorder, it's more like a fortune teller. Now, really let this next idea sink in because it is a big one. The world that you experience is not a recording of what's happening right now. It is a prediction of what your brain thinks should be happening based on every single past experience you've ever had. This is the core idea behind the predictive brain model. Instead of just sitting back and waiting for information to arrive from your eyes and ears, your brain is constantly, actively, and automatically making its best guess about what's out there in the world. It is always trying to stay one step ahead of reality. So you see, that old camera model was a simple one-way street. Information comes in from the senses, and that's it. But this new model, it's a bustling, two-way superhighway. The brain is constantly sending its predictions out to be tested against the data that's coming in. Okay, so you're probably wondering, if my brain is just guessing all the time, wouldn't it be wrong a lot? And that is the perfect question, because what happens when the brain's prediction is wrong? Well, that's where the magic really happens. This is how we learn and adapt. Your brain is running this incredibly fast loop all the time. Step 1, it predicts. Based on experience, I expect to see a red apple. Step 2, your senses deliver reality. Nope, the light hitting my eyes says this apple is green. Step 3 is the crucial one. The brain finds the mismatch, the prediction error. And get this, that error signal is the most important piece of information it gets. It's what tells the brain, hey, update your files. You only really perceive the things you failed to predict. So here's a wild way to think about all this. What you experience as reality is, in a very real sense, a controlled hallucination. Your brain generates a full-blown simulation of the world from the inside out, and it only uses the data from your senses to tweak and correct that simulation when it gets things wrong. Now, this is way more than just a cool piece of science trivia. Seriously, understanding this model fundamentally changes your relationship with your own experience. It has huge personal implications for every single one of us. Because if your brain is always predicting, it means your experience of the world is no longer this passive thing. It's not a movie that's just happening to you while you sit in the audience and watch. No, your reality is an active collaboration. It's a constant negotiation between what's actually out there in the world and the predictions, the stories, the best guesses that your brain is generating based on your memories, your beliefs, your culture, your whole life. And this model suddenly explains so much about being human, doesn't it? It's why your expectations can literally change how something feels or tastes. It's why deeply held beliefs are so powerful and so hard to change. They're the very foundation of your brain's predictive model.
And maybe most importantly, it's why two people can look at the exact same event and have two completely different, totally valid experiences of it. Their brains are just running on different prediction software.
So, if there is one thing to take away from all of this, it's this. You are not a passive observer of an objective reality. You are an active co-creator of your world, every moment of every day. And that, of course, leaves us with one last, massive question. If your reality is built from the inside out, based on the predictions and beliefs you hold, what kind of world are you going to build next?